Well, hello, Daze with Jordan the Lion supporters and fans and people interested in Matthew Roberts. I am so sad to have to make this video today. About 4 years ago, I got to know Matthew Roberts through a mutual friend of ours, Vicki Hamilton, who introduced him to me by saying, Matthew figured out that my house had black mold and saved my life. If it weren't for him, I wouldn't be here today. And she told me that basically throughout his life, a series of questioning where he came from and who his parents were led him to go down a rabbit hole that made Charles Manson a prospective parent or a prospective father. And so this whole story kind of took over his life for pretty much all of his life ever since he questioned this. And it wasn't something that he was ever looking to benefit off of, I don't think. He never once asked me for any help making money off of anything. He never tried to guide me in any questions that I ever asked him. And anytime that I've ever talked to Matthew Roberts, whether it be on the phone or in a video with you guys or really anytime, I never had one thought, feeling of anything about him but just being a good guy. He was just always a sweet, nice guy. And he contacted me a couple of months ago and said that he had went through the DNA process of figuring out who his father was, and because so many people that have been in his life had been dishonest or had tried to manipulate information, he was very skeptical as to who he trusted to put the information out. And so he was nice enough to call me, us being friends, as close as, I mean, we weren't close friends or anything, but he didn't, I don't think, really let anybody get too close because of the amount of people that had betrayed him in his life. And I told him I would always just let him tell his story. I'd always just turn the camera on and let him say what he wanted to say. And I think that was a big deal to him. So I made it a point to go out to Los Angeles, and we filmed the video where he finally got to tell people what he has found out and who his father really is. And we just posted that video about a week ago. He was so happy. He kept telling me, I'm so glad that the truth is out there. I'm so glad I can get on with my life, Jordan. You had no idea how much it means to me that people now that have an interest in me will just have an interest in me for my music and for who I am as a person. And that really was a huge deal. So I was shocked when my phone rang. I don't ever have the volume on my phone on, so I didn't see it. And Katie and I were spending time together, and we were just showing up at the Weezer concert, and I opened up my phone and saw that his friend Kim, Matthew's friend Kim, who was in the video, she was the one doing all of the genealogy work, had called me, and then also, when I didn't answer, sent a text and said, I need to speak with you, it's urgent, it's about Matthew. Now, he had told me that I actually had just talked to him on Saturday night, and he passed away on Tuesday. But I just spoke to him on Saturday night, and he was saying that he needed to go to the DMV to get his car re-registered because he was afraid he was going to get his car towed. So that was, you know, those were the things that were going through his mind at the end. But when I got to the concert, I opened up I was going to call her after the concert now that I had seen the message, and I opened up my Instagram and saw that our mutual friend Vicki Hamilton had tagged me in a post, and it was a photo of Matthew saying that Matthew had died the day before. So I called Kim, and what she told me was that you know, Matthew mentioned in our video that he had been suffering with a hernia, and when he had went and tried to get it looked at and everything, the doctors had misdiagnosed it, and he had had some issues with it, and then because of that he ended up letting it go too long, and that created a whole problem that he was very glad to have taken care of. But he also mentioned in the video that as a byproduct of that, he had had all kinds of other issues, and one of them being respiratory.
I even had a hernia for a long time that went from this little thing to this big thing to this huge thing. And I'm not even going to put those up because I had no idea what a hernia even was, and I don't think anybody else does. And you know what? Wait till people see what this condition, because a lot of people have it. What it can do to the male anatomy is shocking, And I had surgery, thank God, and recovered very well. The surgery went well. Although ever since I've had trouble breathing, like I got another condition from this thing and I'm trying to recover from it. It's been terrible, actually. I have not been able to breathe right. Sometimes, I got to get this breather. I'm going to suffocate almost. It's like all that inflammation like went into my lungs or something. It's been, kind of a mess. So,
and he was going to doctors trying to get treated for that, and they were giving him medications that weren't working. And if you noticed in the video, he was looking thinner than he ever had before. And apparently what happened was on Tuesday, Matthew contacted his best friend Shauna and told her that he was having trouble breathing. Actually, the day before, on Monday, Kim had spoke to him on the phone, and she said she could hear him breathing and she thought it was his cat. And he said, no, that's me. And she said, Matthew, you have to go get help. I mean, this is serious. And he said, well, every time I go, they give me something that doesn't help and it makes me worse and worse, and I'm afraid to go. So the next day he sent his friend Shauna a text and said that he couldn't breathe. So she raced over to his home, and when she got there, he had already passed. So from what I understand, she called the paramedic, and the paramedic rushed him to a hospital, and there he was also again pronounced dead and unable to be brought back. So it's crazy that this guy that fought for trying to find out who he was for so long, when he finally found it out and was finally able to, the way he viewed it was clear kind of his conscience with the world, and kind of just turn a page, turn a chapter, that his life would end right after. So, it's heartbreaking. Shauna contacted Kim and said Matthew would want Jordan to know, and he always trusted me to tell his story, and unbiased. And I can't tell this story unbiased because to me he was a good guy, and I had nothing but nice things to say about him. So we all agreed that he deserved better than just, a comment saying that he passed, and that people deserved to know how he passed. So he does have a YouTube if you want to go and listen to his music. I'm gonna put some of it here because that was his heart and soul of everything that he was wanting to do with his life. So it's just really sad. He died of a lung infection, and he was a good guy. He was a nice guy. It's just too bad that he didn't get to connect with people in the way that he wanted to in the end. From what I understand, from the time that he even questioned who his parents were, he ran into naysayers and people that thought he was out looking to make a dollar or try to benefit from it, and that hurt him, because he said, I never have, Jordan. He said, that's not what I'm in it for. I'm just trying to find out who I am, where I came from, and just to get some answers. So I hope to God he is resting in peace, and I do believe that some of his friends want to do a memorial for him, and when I find out those dates, or that date, if I'm able to be there, I would like to be there. So I'll keep you guys posted, and I want to leave a little bit of Matthew's music to end this. And God rest your soul, Matthew.